Hey everybody, this is Mac at Willard Library, coming to you from the History Vault storage room in the basement of Willard Library in downtown Battle Creek. Um, Coming to, want to tell you about a new series that we're launching with this very post. It's called Peeks into the Past. And you might remember that we used to have a program called Peeks into the Past that we recorded back in the days of the shutdown. And we had panel discussions, and those conversations would go on for an hour, maybe even 2 hours. And they were great, if I do say so myself, but nobody has that kind of time. Peeks into the Past is rebooted now to give you a quick glimpse at all the historic marvels that we have to share around Battle Creek. And our first Peeks into the Past takes you to the entrance of Irving Park, which is just off of Emmett Street, and to hear the story of what is thought to be Battle Creek's oldest living tree. This magnificent white oak is more than 6 feet wide at its base and has seen nearly 5 centuries of history. That's a witness tree. It's endured storms, disease, drought, and brutal winters. Anything that Michigan could dole out to it. But you know what? Trees are pretty good at withstanding the elements. It's people that they have the most problems with. And, that's the people that came before us. They didn't have the same feeling about trees that we may have today. Think about it. The Michigan frontier in 1830 was a veritable garden of ancient hardwoods. But I love this photo. It's a scan from an old newspaper photo of this guy walking into the forest, just dwarfed by the towering trees all around him. And so see it from a pioneer's perspective. If you want to build a homestead, start a farm, build a factory, start a business, you had to deal with the trees that are there already, and they were not easy to get rid of. They didn't have power saws. They had axes. They had saws, hand saws. And then you had to deal with all the stumps and the roots and everything else. Even Sans McCamley, who in his letters back east, when he would write about the beauty of Battle Creek to entice people to come, he wouldn't have let sentimentality about trees temper his determination to build that city. And at first sight, Sans McCamley envisioned a robust mill town at the confluence of its 2 rivers, the Battle Creek and the Kalamazoo. And that pursuit consumed him for really the rest of his life. And you know what? It paid off. We did have a lot of progress. We were one of the fastest growing manufacturing towns in Michigan and one of the most prosperous. But it would be another 40 years of progress and clear cutting before the idea of saving our disappearing forests gained traction. In the 1870s, the Michigan legislature tried to help by offering tax rebates to citizens who planted trees. But it would be a little while longer after this progress that Battle Creek, as it gained its footing, as it gained influence, as it gained money and prosperity, had the luxury to pursue intellectual and cultural interests that many people also thought was important to the city's development. And they would form clubs and societies to speak, to hear readings, to discuss issues and all kinds of things. One of those clubs was the Battle Creek Garden Club. And it was the brainchild of Rena Hamilton, who you see in the lower right-hand side of the frame. She was the wife of Burritt Hamilton, one of our more storied elected mayors, and also a very influential lawyer in his time. So that club got together, and in 1934, future members, they had the tree drilled, a sample core drilled, and determined that it started its life in 1547. And the club, as you can see below me right now, there's a plaque that still stands in front of that tree that reads, "This white oak began its growth in 1547. Please cherish it." So, and many people have, although I have to say that, it looks kind of lonely sometimes sitting there just a few feet off of Emmett Street. But it has endured so much. And just think of all the stories it could tell if it could talk. And the tree still stands tall. Unfortunately, it's just a cycle of life. It is beginning to show the signs of decay, and it tells us that it's in the process of dying. We don't know if that's going to be imminent or quick. I don't know what the time frame is for anything like that. But if you get a chance, stop by and just commune with the tree a little bit. I walk by quite often, and I always put my hand on the bark just to say hey. So we hope you like this feature. We'd love to hear from you. Make comments in the social media, or send me an email, or give me a call. Always looking for ideas, always looking for material. And we'll see you again on Peeks into the Past.